This is a 1.5 pound anchor system for kayaks, canoes, maybe small rowboats. They sent me this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it would cost you $20. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. Alright, so in the box we get a foam float, the 1.5 pound anchor itself, and this is kind of your typical anchor that has the thing that pops down, and then this guy goes here to kind of lock those sort of in place, and then you can fold it away nicely by popping these up, dropping that down on a couple of them. Kind of keeps the points out of the way when you're not using it. Now this has a connection point here, and it has a connection point here. And this comes with a little locking carabiner, a 50 pack of zip ties for attaching the rope to the top part here, and then the rope itself, which looks to be a decent length. I'll have to measure that. And you have a bag that says Moclear to store everything in on your kayak or canoe. They're giving you 40 feet of rope. It looked to me like 42 feet of rope, so you got at least 40 feet of rope there. So let's put this thing together. So the end of the ropes are heat sealed when they were cut, but they were not so big that I could not get it through this little connection point here. Since I'm going to keep this bag of zip ties in the bag here, I just poked this guy out through the tiny little air hole they have, and so that way it comes out there just fine. And so I am going to zip tie this to this little shackle at the top. Alright, so the idea here is you can use this like a normal anchor. It works just fine, but if it gets snagged on something, if you pull real hard, you can break the zip tie and then hopefully pull it up from this end, and hopefully that will unsnag whatever it's snagged on. It may or may not work, certainly can't hurt. And then at the other end, I'm just capturing this float against the knot that's holding this guy on. And so that way, you know, if you accidentally release this and drop it in the water, the rope and the anchor and the whole thing doesn't sink to the bottom. You'll have this float that you can grab onto and pull your rope out. And then this guy can be used to attach it to whatever is available on your kayak or canoe or small rowboat. All right, material-wise, it feels like they're zinc-coated steel here. That's probably galvanized steel. This is definitely steel. It looks like it's painted or powder-coated. So you're probably going to have a little bit of corrosion that can appear on these guys. Now, since it's a small craft anchor, most of the time it's going to be dry on your boat. It's only in the water when you're trying to anchor someplace for fishing or whatever. Alright, everything fits in the bag pretty well. There's a label so you can just remember that's your anchor bag. Alright, total weight of the bag and anchor and everything here, 2.5 pounds. And 1.5 of that is the anchor.